Hi folks, I'm back with a completely unplanned video. This was just something I was testing out last night with my new Logitech G29 racing wheel, just looking at different driving games and simulators, and I found this city car driving simulator which is on Steam Games, and just tried out the wheel a bit. The wheel's working great with it. It's actually quite an interesting game. So while I was just about nearly finished with it, I just thought, hang on, hit record button, and then I just thought, you know what, might as well just do a quick video on it. So this isn't really well planned or anything, but it's just an interesting game in that it does a full simulation, almost like you're sitting with a driving instructor. So when you're sitting in the car, you've got to make sure you put your seatbelt on, you've got to start the engine, and do all the basics. It really caters for everything. It even gives you an option of USA versus European driving rules. So you can drive on the left hand side or the right hand side of the road. The one I'm doing is the Australian simulation. So it's driving with actually, I'm just noticing now I seem to be on the left-hand side. That's odd. I thought I was on the Australian rules, so I was looking for right-hand drive, actually. And obviously with roundabouts and circles and things that come in as well. The interesting thing with the game is that you can do automatic, but I opted for manual, and I'm afraid because I was using a clutch, which does work quite nicely, my muscle memory was confused. So I was trying to use the pedals, like you change for a racing car, and I was struggling a little bit to keep remembering how to change up and down. I was obviously in car driving mode. So that's something that I want to maybe just try again. I have ordered a little shifter, a gear shifter, so I can see how that goes. But the other thing that I struggled quite a lot with was coming up to the roundabouts or the circles. You used to, while you're driving, you're starting to turn left, and then you're glancing right to time your entry into the circle. The problem with this is at the moment I can only hit a left right, glance left or right, and it completely throws me out. As I glance right, I've sort of lost track of where I'm actually driving at the same time. So the game actually caters for this in two interesting ways. Actually, it does support Oculus Rift VR goggles. So in other words, you'll be able to look left and right and up and down naturally as if you're driving, and I think that would go a long way to solving that problem. And then it also supports Microsoft's Track IR, which is something that uses infrared to watch your head and your eyes as you moving your head. So as you'll face this Track IR device, and as you're looking left or right, it will glance left or right in the simulation itself without you having to worry about pressing buttons. Literally, it'll be quite a natural sort of a movement. Now, the interesting thing is that although that's a Microsoft product, there is actually an open source alternative called Face Track No IR, which is also Windows only, unfortunately, but they were working on a Linux version which uses your webcam, and then your webcam will watch your face, and as you're turning left or right, it will simulate the same thing using sort of Track IR type interface, or should I say API to the software. So I'm gonna maybe have another go at this game. Actually, I want to try setting that up using a normal webcam, using this Face Track No IR, and with a gear stick, and I'll do a sort of maybe a better video, hopefully looking a bit better as well when I'm actually playing the game. But yeah, so we can try it again maybe. But I'm actually quite impressed with this game. It's the sort of thing that it's not, yes, it doesn't replace proper driving, but you know what? It's like a pilot does flight simulation training. It can prepare you to a large extent for a lot of what you're going to expect in the real world regarding road rules, watching signs, looking left and right, all that sort of thing. So it's got its place, and I would see, and I remember now why I bought it was my daughter was learning to drive. So my idea was originally, well, try the simulator a little bit, but we of course never got to that, and then there was the lockdown and all these other things. But so yeah, we'll be seeing it again, I think. The video I've done here, like I said, was unfortunately just this part. You'll see you've got real rush hour traffic. I even have a little accident at the end here, I think somewhere. I jumped this light, and I did show just now coming into a circle as well, and you can see your field of view is rather limited. I mean, you could maybe change the field of view to be a lot wider. There you see I've got some penalties as well. And yeah, so this is basically about it for now, actually. And then what I just want to show you is also this view of the penalty screen. These are all the penalties are racked up in this one short little drive. So yeah, it's obviously not in South Africa. I wouldn't have paid nearly this much. It looks pretty expensive. I was probably in somewhere like Australia. But let me do a better review next time with a little bit more thoroughly showing some of the other advantages as well, making this even more realistic. I think for now, it was just a quick look to give guys a taste of what it actually looks like. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.